Senator Newt has said they are non-aligned. And I'm happy that we'll work together. I can assure them if they want us to work together, I'm willing to work together so that we can mentor them to be leaders, not only leaders at their region, but national leaders. So, Mr. Speaker, we wish them well and God's blessings. That is where some of us started from. Speaker, we must, and I want to celebrate the Senator Katuri Murungi, the Njurinjeka, and the Deputy Speaker of the Senate Republic of Kenya. Madam Speaker, I think the biggest agenda we have as a nation, or as leaders who are elected as per Article 96, is to represent the interest of our people. I think time and again, Senator Katuri, who used to be a member of Parliament of National Assembly in the lower house, and now is serving as a first-term member of the Senate, representing the great people of Meru, has done exceptionally very well. And I hope the people of Meru know that they have a representative, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, because the last senator we served with did not have this passionometer, that the passion that Senator Katuri has for the people of Meru, Mr. Speaker. And I know the issue of miraa is so dear to the people of Meru. But Madam Speaker, we must defend miraa farmers, like rice farmers in Mwea, like maize farmers in Uasin Gishu and Nandi, like sugarcane farmers in Western Kenya, like coffee farmers in Murang'a, Kiambu, and even in Nandi and Bungoma, like milk farmers, Madam Speaker, in Nandi, and even in Embu, Madam Speaker. Even in Embu, where Mount Kenya East, I know I'm not making a political statement, but where majorly miraa is grown is in Mount Kenya East, Madam Speaker. And therefore, I want to say that we must defend farmers of miraa the way we'll defend farmers of mnazi from coast in Mombasa, Madam Speaker. Even macadamia, Madam Speaker. And even must defend even the fish farmers in Homa Bay and fish farmers in Mombasa. We must bring equality so that when we speak, the Senate knows, Madam Speaker, that we are speaking on behalf of all the farmers, Madam Speaker, in the Republic of Kenya. So I want to thank and say and tell the miraa farmers who are watching this debate that the people of Nandi are supporting you 100% to ensure we protect and ensure miraa as a crop, as a cash crop, Madam Speaker, becomes one of their critical and livelihoods, Madam Speaker. You are aware 1.5 million livelihoods depend on miraa, Madam Speaker. So we are talking about almost a quarter of the population of this country. 1.4 million livelihoods. Majorly Meru, where my brother Mundiki comes from, Embu, who has been very passionate about defending farmers, on all from coffee now to miraa, or known as cat, Madam Speaker. So 1.4 million Kenyans depend on this crop. It's not a number, Madam Speaker. Even when you look at the numbers that we are talking about, 80% to 90% is consumed locally, Madam Speaker, of this miraa, which is very critical and very important, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we harvest, and I want Senator Seki, not Senator Seki, Senator Faki. You know, Seki and Faki are not too far. That, Madam Speaker, we harvest 32,000 tons of miraa. That is what, 12 billion Kenya shillings, Madam Speaker. That's a lot of income generating, Madam Speaker. I know there could be resistance from some of our colleagues, maybe because of their religious beliefs, maybe because miraa was wrongly classified as a drug, Madam Speaker, that can lead to substance abuse. And I think this amendment, because I'll be very brief so that my colleagues can Madam Speaker, I know when you talk about psychotropic substance, it means it interferes with central nervous system. And therefore, when it was classified, miraa was wrongly classified. And now history has given us a chance to rewrite and stand with miraa farmers, Madam Speaker. I've told you we generate 12 billion yearly. Madam Speaker, 1 acre of miraa can generate over 1 million Kenyan shillings per year. Even us in farmers, and Senator Mandago will tell you, we don't generate 1 million in 1 acre of maize. In fact, I'm thinking, Senator Mandago, that we should start cultivating miraa in Nandi and Uasin Gishu. And we'll support Senator Katuri. Because if we are getting 1 million in an acre, as we are getting 40 bags at maximum of maize, times 3,500. The people who attended maths lesson in the morning, I can see the the chairperson of finance should tell me what is, Madam Speaker, 3,500 times 40 bucks. I don't know, maybe he can calculate for us. So if you're earning 1 million, it is very important, Madam Speaker. And as I know Senator Obungoma, Senator Wakoli is a maize farmer, Madam Speaker. Even miraa, that is why I'm saying we should shift to miraa. Because if you are getting 1 million per acre, as we are getting 140,000 for maize farmers, Madam Speaker, can you believe? We are doing badly, Madam Speaker, and therefore I want to appeal that let us pass this amendment, let us save miraa farmers. Madam Speaker, you know our greatest market is Somalia, Madam Speaker. We must protect those information. And I'm happy, Madam Speaker, as I continue to second, because I'll be very brief, that I'm happy even we should need to allow the miraa farmers to export beyond Somalia, in Eastern Central Africa, Madam Speaker, and even export overseas. And I want to celebrate His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, because today he had a chance to address the Tanzania Parliament, Madam Speaker. And I'm happy the two leaders, Senate Majority Leader and Minority Leader, accompanied the President in his address to Tanzania Parliament. And one of the key issues that the President raised, and is very critical, is how as East Africa community, we can remove tariff barriers in terms of business. And I want to challenge miraa farmers. Now that President William Ruto, President Samia Suluhu Hassan, President Museveni, President Kagame, the President and Eastern Central Africa, Madam Speaker, under EAC, now that tariff barriers have been removed, we need to amend this law as fast as 159 of Sabatian Sawe, allow miraa farmers to export their miraa even up to Tanzania, because we are looking at 80 million plus market, Madam Speaker. We are looking about 300 million plus market where miraa farmers can sell their crop, Madam Speaker. And I want to thank His Excellency the President, because some people might take it casually that we have removed tariff barriers in terms of business in this country. And Madam Speaker, that visit was very critical so that in future we can ensure we remove. We are one people, Madam Speaker. You have Maasais in Kenya, there are Maasais in Tanzania. Madam Speaker, I was impressed. There is also a Kalenjin member of parliament in Tanzanian parliament, Madam Speaker. So there are many. Even Luos are in Kenya. The others are in Isibania, I think in somewhere in Tanzania, Madam Speaker. And therefore it is very important, Madam Speaker. The second and final point I wanted to make is that when we amend this act, Madam Speaker, we expect the anti-narcotic units to stop harassing miraa farmers, and also NACADA, Madam Speaker, the agency that fights against drug abuse in the country. Madam Speaker, Kenyans should understand the reason we want to amend and protect miraa farmers is if this is still classified as a psychotropic substance. The punishment of a psychotropic substance, Madam Speaker, is 1 million or life imprisonment, Madam Speaker. So I want to appeal to Senator Faki, Senator Roba, Senator Miraj, Senator Abbas, Senator Chute, that this is very important, Madam Speaker. These are just normal farmers. There is nothing. Even, Madam Speaker, can you believe the coffee you take? It interferes with central nervous system. The tea you take, it interferes with central nervous system. So we should not say miraa is a drug, Madam Speaker. It is just like any other crop that will assist, Madam Speaker, so that we can ensure. So I want to appeal to my colleagues, especially who have mentioned that we need...
Honorable Cherargei, just hold on. What's your point of order, Senator Bass? Senator...
Yes, Madam Speaker,
Captain.
I wish to request the Honorable Senator Cherargei to clarify why he chose to single out Senator Faki, Senator Miraj, and Senator Abbas, and Senator Roba for the benefit of the House, because I don't seem to understand the intention of the Honorable Senator. Thank you.
Senator Cherargei, can you clarify why you segregated and singled them out in your submissions?
Madam Speaker, it is the senators that my eyes could capture. I could see at the floor of the House. Maybe I'll add the list, Senator Katuri, Senator Mundigi, Senator Mandago.
Senator Cherargei,
I have mentioned a number of them.
Senator Cherargei,
Yes.
your eyes are encouraged to capture more senators so that they can feel the submissions are more inclusive. Okay, proceed and finish your deliberations.
Madam Speaker, as per the standing order, I still have 1 hour, but I will just be brief. Madam Speaker, and I want to appeal to Senator Robert, my good friend and my big brother, and the party leader of UDM, that it was not in bad faith, it was in good faith, because we want people to know that we have a party leader in the House. And that is why I keep mentioning you, so that people are aware you are in the House, Madam Speaker, and your people appreciate that the role you are playing. Madam Speaker, and therefore on this issue of, as I conclude, Madam Speaker, the issue I just wanted to mention is that we want NACADA, an anti-narcotics unit, so that they can stop harassing farmers, miraa farmers, Madam Speaker. I want to appeal and call upon the President, I think under the Constitution, to just assent to this bill. It is in good faith and will do value addition. Senator Mundigi was telling me that, and I once attended with him an ACK function, and Senator Mundigi was teaching us that miraa, we can do value addition. Senator Katuria said, we make miraa juice, Madam Speaker. In fact, I'm proposing, if we pass this bill, and I know we'll pass it, Madam Speaker, we'll pass this bill. We'll pass it. We should also, in our availability of drinks in Parliament, I'm proposing that we should include miraa juice, so that we can start taking, and Kenyans can take the lead, Madam Speaker, because it is not a psychotropic substance. No, Madam Speaker, can you protect me from Senator Robert? He's becoming I don't want to say unruly, but he's becoming Madam Speaker. So juice, Madam Speaker, I'm proposing, and the first person who will assist us in testing that miraa juice will be led by the Deputy Speaker, Senator Mundigi, and yours truly. I'll be the third person, Madam Speaker. We will only consume water, soda, miraa juice, but other things are exceptional, Madam Speaker, and milk, of course. You know there's milk already in the menu of Parliament. So we need to expand the milk because it's very healthy. I'm told it is good for the body and the soul, and it can assist you in other engagements, especially after 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning, Madam Speaker. So we must ensure that we do value addition to all the things that we do, so that the people of miraa, we can do value addition, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, finally, we should amend the second schedule, because cutting on and cutting in, there are things that exist in miraa, but according to because I talked to some doctors, and I want to inform my colleagues that the interference of central nervous system is not as equal as an abuse of drug, substance, or alcohol, Madam Speaker. This is just like coffee. Let me use caffeine that we take. It doesn't interfere, it doesn't intoxicate, Madam Speaker. So I want to thank Senate Deputy Speaker for bringing this, Madam Speaker. This bill is very important, and we know we want, Madam Speaker, I've said you, they will always, that we ensure, even if it means that we do medical and scientific regulations, Madam Speaker, we prevent and we ensure our 1.5, Madam Speaker, and if we remove today the 1.5 million livelihoods, we'll be very grateful. And I know, Madam Speaker, we can, when this enforcement, judicial discretion over criminalization, resource needs, international obligations, and I've just given an East Africa, Madam Speaker. So we need to ensure that as a country, we must and should protect the farmers that we have in this country. Farmers, even I forgot to say, I know Senator Robert has been very uncomfortable through the Speaker. I forgot that we need also to protect camel farmers, just like miraa farmers. And that is why when there was that issue in Kwakimari, in Seikuru, we were very passionate that camel farmers should be protected. So as Senator Robert says, let's protect camel farmers. We are also saying protect miraa farmers. As Senator Mandago says, protect maize farmers. We are saying protect miraa farmers. As Senator Mundigi says, protect miraa farmers. We are saying protect the fish in the auction by Senator Faki. So we must agree as a country, Madam Speaker, that we need to say that. Madam Speaker, with those very, very many remarks, I want to thank you, Madam Speaker. Somebody mentioned that Murang'a has a lot of women leadership. And we are proud, because the House of Mumbi, the Kikuyu nation, are proud of you. And Nyumba, we are so proud, Madam Speaker, because on Sunday, we saw that women can be good hostesses of the president. We are so proud of you. I saw how elegant, graciously, beautiful you are dressed, holding on to the president. And we know there is no, Madam Speaker, can you protect me from Senator Karen Nyamu? He's just heckling, and you know that's the habit of ODM. I'm just praising you. Why is he still us that I'm praising the speaker? Does she have any other agenda that we don't know? So we are proud that you hosted the president. Muranga, Nandi, and any other part, and I want also even in Mandera, the other day, Senator Roba, you hosted the president. The president is the president of the Republic of Kenya. He does not need any permission to visit any country. And I saw some people saying, why is President William Ruto visiting after every 1 week Muranga? Muranga is Kenya. He can even decide and come and live in Muranga. He's the president of Kenya, for heaven's sake. Even Meru. In fact, Meru should have a state lodge, Madam Speaker, so that the president can come and stay there, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, we are proud of you. And you know, many people had said Muranga is not in Kenya Kwanza, but under your leadership as SG Emeritus, we have seen Muranga is in government fully. And come 2027, many people will be shocked. I want to appeal to the president. The moment the president signs this miraa bill into law, he will get all the votes of Mount Kenya region, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, with those many remarks, allow me to second, and I thank you and allow the colleagues also to make a comments. I beg to second, and I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Cherargei. Always very interesting in your debates. Honorable Senators, I propose a question that the Narcotic, Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Control Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 1 of 2024, be now read a second time. And before we proceed on to the next stage of this bill, I am going to give a direction now that I see Senator Karen Nyamu is in the House. Honorable Senators, as you may recall, earlier this afternoon, the Speaker issued a communication on disrespectful remarks by Senator Karen Nyamu MP on a student under the School Voluntary Service Scheme. Honorable Senators, I now see Senator Nyamu in the chamber, and in this regard, I forthwith call upon the Senator to tender the unreserved apology as earlier directed by the Chair to the Senate, the student's family, and the public for the distress occasioned by her remarks in compliance with the communication that was issued earlier by the Chair and the Speaker of this House. Senator Karen Nyamu, you now have the floor. You can move to the dispatch and recite the apology in the acceptable version. You can choose to do it from wherever you wish.